still like making friends, making cool stuff. It doesn't get better than that.
I took all my life savings.
It's true.
Make a story out of it.
Are you okay if this utterly fails in every way?
So I'm joined by the creatives behind No Clouds in My Summer, which just released on our main channel.
Go check that out first and then come back here for the extended interview.
It's interesting because like I believe like in the beginning there wasn't really like a hard script. There was like curious how the process has kind of been different, I guess, from both angles.
I think that when we were scripting it, I think we had an idea of what we wanted to have in each kind of scene, and like the songs, it's not the full song, so we knew it's going to be roughly about this many minutes or so. In the back of my mind, I also knew that we don't know exactly how it's all going to fit together in terms of the exact pacing and timing. And we knew that there was going to be some nonlinear elements, but we didn't know how much it was. And so that was, I think, was a challenge throughout the whole process, was like figuring out how much we want to dial in narrative or dial up music video or vice versa.
I feel like we did spend a lot of time scripting and thinking about the narrative. I remember one of the things that we did was like we kind of like did a sticky note edit on Figma, and then we were just kind of like we broke it down linearly, and then we started trying to make it non-linear by jumping back and forth between the beginning and the end and just switching them around as they go. As a less experienced director, I felt like perhaps we overthought it at times in the pre-production and the script writing, and maybe which is why we eventually had a more loose approach on production, because a lot of the ideas like perhaps were maybe too heady. Too heady as far as like how to produce it, which is why it came into, when we brought it into the editing room, it kind of became its own new thing. And maybe that's where me and Kelsey, the editor, kind of brought the music video styling of it along by building it in the editing room.
Yeah, a lot of it came to life definitely in the edit.
I'm also kind of curious, Junsei, how did it feel like, wow, it's like, hey, I gave him like my life savings, and it's like, oh, yeah, we're still working on it. How did that make you feel?
I mean, granted, the album took 6 years, right? So I was like, I didn't want to rush the process. Like, I trusted them throughout the entire thing. I know there were certain parts where I was like, oh, this is taking quite a bit, you know? But like, honestly, I think it turned out so good, you know? Like, there are times, like, just like any piece of art, sometimes it just needs to sit for a little bit and just have it simmer, and then allow it to breathe.
But you did tell me yesterday that you were nervous after version 1.
I was. I mean, version 1, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember version 1 was like a clip of like Lil Dicky, right?
We had some placeholder footage.
You guys have some
there was a lot of placeholder footage, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm seeing the vision, but I will be patient.
It's a lot of trust in these two guys.
I have a good story on this, which is me and Kelsey also produced No Clouds in My Summer, and I just remember sitting with Junsei one day at the office and being like, are you okay if this utterly fails in every way? Like, are you okay with all your money disappearing? And I mean, just the reality of film production and creating something that is kind of like perhaps has no financial value or no capitalistic value. This is just for art's sake. And I just looked at him in the eye. I was like, are you okay with losing your money?
Oh, I said yes.
And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool,
Wow.
Zelmi. But anyway, I was just preparing him for the worst outcome, and I was like aligning on what we all wanted out of the project. And I mean, this just goes to show how crazy and like visionary Junsei is to take a risk like that. I think as artists, we all want to take a risk.
We always want that. Also, that support and that trust and confidence. I'm also like the performances, like you guys casted Lucy Win and Koi Lee, and I'm kind of curious how you guys kind of paired them up in the casting process.
Yeah, well, we did Zoom auditions for a bunch of people, and they had the standout auditions, and I think the challenge was because we had kind of like scripts, but we kind of let them have free reign, finding that, covering that so we have continuity and all those things. And I think it was a challenge, but I felt like the main thing we wanted to make sure we captured was the emotion. And I felt like, as long as I felt like, I don't know if this is going to cut perfectly together or whatever, but I feel like there's emotion here. I feel like this conveys something. I knew that's what we could work with, and I feel like that came through.
How do you feel about it so far? How do you feel about this as a
I
client?
am so glad. This has been on my hard drive for 6 years, at least the album aspect. And like being a part of the journey throughout the film, it really helped. Like, you guys gave me a home for my music and a visual home as well. So I can't thank you guys enough, you know. And even like I said before, even if it doesn't pop off or whatever, like I think it's so worth it. Like I can watch the film back and be like, hey, I'm proud of myself, you know. Like I took the leap of faith for myself, and I couldn't have chosen a better team to be like to have done this project with. So
I have something similar to say, which is that like I started my filmmaking journey at 18. I graduated high school and I responded to a Craigslist ad to work with the Fung Brothers. And then from there, I met Jason Poon. And Jason Poon has been my mentor since. I'm 28 now. It's been 10 years. And obviously, I've been watching Asian American YouTube this entire time, watching Wong Fu. And even 2 years ago, like when I first quit my job to pursue like making music videos and making film full time, like for Jason to call me and give this opportunity to me. And then Junsei, you know, like it makes me emotional. Like I feel so grateful. I feel grateful for you. I feel grateful for you, Jason and Junsei. This is like I'm living the dream right now.
It's funny you mentioned like the whole lineage. It's like I'm only like a year younger than like Wes and Phil, so I've been watching them since early 2000s, like the music videos, the student projects. I met them at the Far East Movement, like a G6 music video project, because they were cameoing it. I was shooting BTS for the agency. And then just kind of like getting to know him, working on like David Choi's By My Side, as crew, like just like different little touch points, and like meeting Taylor at like a wedding and just like different things. And so being around it, but to be a part of like, you know, their channel in this like small way is like really cool. And I think it represents like this like a 20-year journey of like filmmaking and still like making friends, making cool stuff. And it's like, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, we're very happy to share this work and this piece, and having you guys be on the channel, you know, showcasing No Clouds in My Summer. So I'm curious, like, because I know that the working title was Love Story for like 2 years, and then recently I saw like a poster. It was like No Clouds in My Summer. I'm curious how you guys came to that title.
The honest reason is we don't want to compete with Taylor Swift for SEO for Love Story.
Oh yeah,
that's the first reason.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the second reason is I guess taking it a bit back, like how I got into filmmaking was I made anime music videos. So anime has been a very big part of like my visual vocabulary. And one thing that they do is obviously like sky is like a visual metaphor for introspection.
I think there was a lot of play on like commentary relationships. So summer being the name of the character. Name of the character, but also a different season. I think like in relationships, there's different seasons, and then you know, like cloudy. I think cloud brings rain, but also sometimes the relationship feels a little cloudy, a little murky. We don't know what's going on, and so I think commentating on different seasons and emotions of within a relationship, and how rain can sometimes feel good, but also it can be annoying or frustrating.
So what are the next steps on this project? And if you guys have anything you guys want to promote?
Yeah, me and Kelsey run a production company called Popeye Media, www.popeyemedia.la. If you're an aspiring musician who also want to live your dream like Junsei and want some help making music videos, we'd love to help you. Also, our film is coming to some film festivals.
Yeah, so we're submitting to a bunch of film festivals. So thank you guys for watching it here, but also we'll be submitting to festivals, so if there's anything locally, we'll announce that.
And the EP for this film will be released on Valentine's Day, so by the time you're watching this, it should be out. So go ahead and check it out. It has 3 tracks, and I hope you all enjoy it. The album will be coming at a later date. The album is called Midnight Summer. And if you want any more updates on the album, be sure to check out my social media at Junsei Official.
Thank you so much for supporting this short film. Wong Fu Presents is a way for us to support other filmmakers, so if you're interested in submitting your short film for consideration, be sure to check out the description below. And also, be sure to check out the other films in the Wong Fu Presents playlist. Hope you enjoy.